Hello and greetings to all those at Cause End and Trinity in High Wycombe. It's lovely to be with you. I'm sorry I can't be there in person today, but I wanted to do a little reflection for you on the kind of post-corona situation and nature and the possibility of real recovery. So many people have said that during lockdown they experienced the richness of nature in very new ways. The silence, the pure clean air, the magic of birdsong undiluted by traffic sounds, the lack of contrails from planes, and the sight of families cycling, biking everywhere, exploring new spaces, encountering new things for the first time ever. And yesterday, as I sat in a traffic queue in Southampton, I could see faces of regret and faces of sadness in other cars as life was returning to some vague resemblance of normal. And it's a normal that most people don't like, it's a normal that a lot of people don't want and don't wish to return to in many cases. And through the haze of renewed pollution and some of the bikes that have been chased off the roads and families which are less frequently pedalling down the small lanes near us, it's changed back. And yet I would argue that all is not lost. A new seed has been planted and people are not the same as they were back in March. Some may want to return to the old ways, but there are far more who have encountered something brave and new and really want change. And I was thinking about this just yesterday as I went up to fill my car with petrol. A pair of pied wagtail were feeding a chick in the middle of an automated car wash on the side of the A27. And the nest was on top of one of the rotating brushes. And each time a car came in, the pair of wagtail would move along the forecourt in as the brush rotated. And the noise and the spray would, you'd think, be enough to displace this little hardy family. But their reality was different. As the water sprayed across the vehicle, the male wagtail simply opened its wings to get a free wash, and the nest remained dry and unaffected, tucked up on top of the brush mechanism. It was an extraordinary moment. And we may act as if there's no tomorrow, and we may marginalise nature so it has few places left to thrive, but this pied wagtail was a symbol of hope and of a new tomorrow. For all our selfishness, our greed, our indifference, our intolerance, right around the world, right now there are pied wagtail moments where in a flash of brilliance nature determines itself to fight back against our ignorance and our stupidity and say to us there is still hope. Life has the ability to spring back as soon as it's given that opportunity, and sometimes, like the wagtail, in the most unexpected of places. So as we see the new normal going on all around us, let us learn to act like the pied wagtail. Let's look for new ways of behaving differently in a world that tries to dictate that we go back to what once was. Let's fight for new cycleways, for new nature reserves, for new green spaces around our churches. Let's fight for new eco-churches, for forest schools. Let's appeal for town centres to be entirely free of cars, for shops to be filled with local produce, and for a new national stop day where we all get out of our cars and back on our bikes and feet wherever we are. There is hope. We don't need to sit endlessly in traffic jams. We don't need to build unimaginative new housing developments. We don't need to ship our food halfway around the planet. We don't need to stop going round to our neighbour when they are in need. We don't need to conform. Psalm 24 verse 1 talks about the earth being the Lord's and the fullness thereof. And so in reflection of the psalm, and like the wagtail, let's now seek out new opportunities to do things completely differently. And let's embrace a truly vibrant, wildlife-filled, life-filled new normal. This is the opportunity now we have to do something different before it's too late for our planet. And so let's embrace it. Let's enjoy it. Let's give it our best shot. And let me encourage all of you, wherever you are, but particularly the churches that I'm speaking to this morning, to really think creatively about what that looks like through the balance of this year and into next year. May God bless you. If you want to find out more about Rocha and our work, then do log on to our website. Feel free to give me a call as the head of conservation. And hopefully next time I'll be able to speak to you in person. Have a really wonderful Sunday. God bless you.
Thanks to Andy. So what will we do differently in the weeks ahead? Many of us were appalled by that sight of the Bournemouth beach and many beaches just covered with litter. So maybe you get out the litter picker. Maybe that's something as a church we could get involved in, making sure that our environment is looked after. Maybe you can learn more about Rocha and its campaigns, or encourage us within both churches to really get to grips with Eco Church. We're registered, but there's more both congregations could do. Maybe you could look at the amount of plastic you use. I bought just today's plastic bag full of newspaper, milk bottle, so much. It will all go in the recycling bin, but there's other plastic that just gets thrown away. July is plastic-free July, and that's a challenge that we're called to respond to. So let's play our part within creation.